Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we're going to talk about the top 30 wide receiver rankings for week 3. You ready?
I'm ready.
Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom. Rolling on the field.
Fantasy Goodfellas. Okay, before we get started on this week's rankings for wide receivers, tell me how you did in week 2.
We hit on 21 of our 30 picks,
Boom, boom, boom.
which is solid considering that one of those misses was Tyreek Hill.
So let's get started on the top 30 wide receiver rankings for week 3. Richard, take it over.
Number 1, Devontae Adams at San Francisco.
Is Green Bay back or what?
Week number 2 is going to be more the norm for them as opposed to week 1. And Devontae Adams was a big part of the offense. Didn't score, but caught a lot of balls. He is this week's number 1. And number 2, Tyreek Hill, home against the Chargers.
Tyreek Hill is going to need to have a bounce back game, right?
Big time. And he will. And number 3, DeAndre Hopkins at Jacksonville.
Fantasy owners must love this matchup with Jacksonville and Hopkins.
Excellent matchup. Murray's going to go crazy. And number 4, Stephon Diggs, home against Washington.
Stephon Diggs is playing good. Can he play great?
He can. And Josh Allen is bound to have a better week. Number 5, DK Metcalf at Minnesota.
I've said it since the beginning of this season. Is DK Metcalf number 1 or is that Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett continues to outplay him, but I think this will be Metcalf's week. Justin Jefferson, home against Seattle.
Minnesota's playing good. Can Justin Jefferson play great?
I think he's going to do better than he has the first couple of weeks. And I think this week it's going to be a shootout.
This week's shootout.
And number 7, Cooper Kupp, home against Tampa Bay.
Cooper Kupp played amazing, and you only ranked him 7th.
Yeah, you know what? He is Matt Stafford's favorite target. He's playing great, but we can't expect this every week. And number 8, Calvin Ridley at the Giants.
Atlanta's picking up steam. They need to pick up a little bit more steam, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they can, but Calvin Ridley's the number 1, and Calvin Ridley goes as Matt Ryan goes. And number 9, Tyler Lockett at Minnesota.
Guess you're not big on Lockett, leaving him here.
I like Lockett a lot. In fact, I have him in 2 leagues. It's just DK Metcalf just appears to be the bigger, faster receiver, yet Lockett always finds a way. We'll see if the trend continues. And number 10, CeeDee Lamb versus Philadelphia.
With Elliott and Pollard playing good on the rush, is CeeDee Lamb going to get the touches?
He will. I think Dallas reverts back to more of a passing attack. They'll still include the run. And I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be the number 1 guy, as I've said all along. We're ready to have Amari Cooper injury questions. Just a matter of time. At 11, Chris Godwin at the Rams.
Godwin got a touchdown, didn't have the yards. Does that change?
I think you're going to get a mix every week with Antonio Brown, Godwin, Mike Evans. But I still think Godwin is the number 1 receiver on that team. And number 12, Keenan Allen at Kansas City.
This week's shootout. Well, you said this is a shootout, so this bodes well for Allen, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's going to be a shootout. They're going to have to keep up with Kansas City. Keenan Allen is the number 1 receiver on that team. He's going to put up big numbers. And number 13, A.J. Brown, home against Indianapolis.
We've said Tennessee is a running team, and in week 2, that really played out here. What happens in week 3?
Well, A.J. Brown came off a dud, but he's too big, too fast. He's going to score. And number 14, Amari Cooper, home against Philadelphia.
You called it. In and out because of injuries. What happens in week 3?
I still think that offense is going to pass a lot. And if he plays, he should do well. But this is going to be a question all year. Is he playing? Is he not? Is he playing hurt? I kind of prepared you for that for 2 weeks. Now it's coming to fruition. And number 15, Terry McLaurin at Buffalo.
Can Heineke keep giving him a ball when everybody knows it's going his way?
Look, Terry McLaurin, I love him. He is fantastic. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He's going to do well. And number 16, Antonio Brown at the LA Rams.
We said Tampa has too many targets. I guess you're expecting the ball to go his way this week.
Yeah, he was left out of the party last week, but I think he rebounds. Antonio Brown is too good. And number 17, Robert Woods, home against Tampa Bay.
And week 2 is the Cup show. Can it be the Woods show?
Well, I'm not sure it's going to be the Woods show, but they're going to pass a lot to compete with Brady. And even as a number 2 on that team, Woods will get his. And number 18, Adam Thielen, home against Seattle.
Thielen's been steady. Can he be great?
Thielen is where it's at because he is steady but not spectacular. And 19, Mike Williams at Kansas City.
I guess you're expecting everybody to benefit from this shootout.
Absolutely. And Mike Williams, even as a number 2, is going to have a big game. They're going to need to compete with Patrick Mahomes. At 20, Jamar Chase at Pittsburgh.
Chase has had a touchdown in each of the first 2 weeks. Can he turn it into a turkey?
I think he can. Joe Burrow obviously has chemistry with him. Jamar Chase is a talent. I think he can. At 21, Julio Jones, home against Indianapolis.
I guess Jones wasn't in the doghouse. Ball went his way. How do you think they do in week 3?
Look, he's a Hall of Famer. He will make things happen, even on a run-first team. And number 22, Deontay Johnson, home against the Bengals.
Big Ben's apologizing to the Pittsburgh fans. I hope he means it.
Who cares about Ben Roethlisberger apologies? It's what he does on the field, and it hasn't looked very good. That's why we only have one Steeler in our top 30. And number 23, Mike Evans at LA Rams.
Evans caught 2 TDs this week. What is he going to do in week 3?
I still think he's number 3 in that pecking order. He obviously is number 2 in the red zone behind Gronk, but overall he's behind Godwin and Antonio Brown. At least that's how I see it. But there's still enough balls to go around to make everybody top 30. And number 24, Allen Robinson at Cleveland.
Allen Robinson caught a touchdown, but do you think the quarterback is going to be holding him back throughout the season?
Not anymore. Not if it's Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields will open things up for him. Andy Dalton is definitely a problem. But if Justin Fields is the quarterback, Allen Robinson may be rising. At number 25, Devontae Smith at Dallas.
The Heisman winner had a subpar week 2. What do you think happens week 3?
He has a good matchup, so I think he rebounds. And number 26, Deebo Samuel, home against Green Bay.
Deebo is just under 100 yards. Do you think he can crack that this week?
We'll see. Here's the thing with Deebo Samuel, right? He's a talent, and right now Jimmy Garoppolo is looking for him. The issue is Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty average. And number 27, Brandon Cooks, home against Carolina.
Basically, Cooks is going out there with a third-string quarterback. How do you think that plays out?
That's what it looks like. But Cooks has been tremendous no matter who's been, at quarterback. And he is a talent. He's a talent. He's a burner. I like Cooks. And number 28, T. Higgins at Pittsburgh.
Burrow's throwing a lot. That should bode well for Higgins, right?
Yes, and I think that trend continues. I think that team, they have Mixon, but they're going to throw first. So I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities for Chase and Higgins. And number 29, DJ Moore at Houston.
Well, it looks like Sam Darnold isn't the one holding him back, right?
No, Darnold's been playing well. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt so far. But I'll tell you something about DJ Moore. He's big, he's fast, and he has a good matchup. And number 30, Jalen Waddle at Las Vegas.
Looked like there was a little chemistry between Brissett and Waddle, right?
Maybe, but I would prefer Tua being the quarterback for the Dolphins in week 3. We'll see what happens there. But Waddle is explosive. He's a playmaker. We'll see who makes the play. Will it be Jalen Waddle or will it be Ruggs for Oakland?
Okay, thanks for coming on here and sharing your top 30 wide receiver rankings for week 3.
It's my pleasure. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to ask your questions, all your fantasy questions in the comments section. I'm here to answer them. Good luck.
Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom. Rolling on the field.
Fantasy Goodfellas.